Okay, here we go with 2021 homework sheet 1 help. So the first question is all about factorising, and there's a 3 types of factorising to be done. So the first type is a common factor. So just as an example, let's say we had 6x add 10. Then we would think to ourselves, what number goes into 6 and 10? And it's 2. And then on the inside, 2 times 3x to give you the 6x, and 2 times the 5 to give you the 10. For the difference of squares, here's an example. We could have had 16x squared minus 25. So in the brackets, 4x and 4x at the front, 5 and 5 at the end, 1 being positive, 1 being negative. Lastly, the trinomial. So for example, 2x squared minus 5x minus, what will we go for, 3. Then we do a little table method. 2x and x, how do you make 3? 1 times 3, 3 times 1. Do a wee bit of cross multiplying. 2 times 3 is 6. 1 times x is x. Can I use these to get negative 5? Yep. Negative 6 plus 1. So the negative sign with the 3. So I'm thinking 2x plus 1, x minus 3. Second question, solve that. Now this one's similar to the one that's in the homework sheet. Remember, we do minus 3 times x, minus 3 times minus 5. Tidy this up a wee bit. Minus 3x equals 8. Take away 20. Why is it 20? Because you've got 5 add 15. So minus 3x is minus 12. So x must be 4. Okay, so yours is similar to that, not the same. Question 3, simplifying surds. Now these are the square numbers we need to remember: 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81 and 100. So looking at root 60 here as an example, then the only one of these numbers that go in there is 4. So 4 goes into 60 15 times. So that would be root 4 root 15, which cancels down to 2 root 15. And the other parts of the question is the same. Question 4, vectors. So let's say A was the vector 4, 1, and B was the vector 2, negative 2. And I asked you to work out what 2A add B with these vertical lines there. Now remember, those vertical lines just mean the magnitude or its size. So if I work out 2A add B first of all, well, 2A is 2 times 4 and 2 times 1. Add on a B, which is 2 and negative 2. So that gives me A add 2, 10. 2 add negative 2, 0. Once I've got that, to work out the magnitude, we just square each of those numbers and work it out. Okay, you've been doing those in class, so they should be quite easy for you. There's a few different ones there. Question 5, find the straight line. So let's say, for example, I had the point 2, 4 and the point negative 2, 6. Okay, the first thing I need is the gradient. Now the gradient is, let me write these in for you, x1, y1, x2, y2. So the gradient is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So from my little numbers up here, y2 is 6, take away y1 is 4, over x2 is negative 2, take away x1 is 2. So what does that work out at? 6 take away 4 is 2. Negative 2 take away 2 is negative 4. Simplify that, I get negative a half. Now all I need to do, let me make that a wee bit smaller. All I now need to do is take that gradient, which I've worked out is negative a half, take one of the points. Okay, so I'm going to take the first one. So I'm going to take my point 2, 4, and I'm going to plug both of those things into the y minus b equals the mx minus a formula. So the 2 goes in for a, the 4 goes in for b, and the negative a half goes in for m, and then work it out. 6, compound interest question. So if it loses 5% each hour, that's 100 take away 5, which is 95%, which written as a decimal, 0.95. Okay, how much would be left after 24 hours? So 0.95 to the power 24, because it's 24 hours later, times the starting value, which is 1000. And we just get that from our calculator. Lastly, number 7. Here's the formula for the volume of a cylinder. V equals pi r squared h. What do we know? Well, the question tells us the volume is 450. Pi we know is pi. The question tells us that this distance right across is 8. So that means the radius is 4, half of that, squared times the height. Now if I want the height on its own, then that means the pi has got to go over and the 4 squared has got to go over. So I end up with 450, the pi goes over, becomes divide, the 4 squared goes over, becomes divide, and I can just use my calculator to finish it off. Okay guys, that should be us for today.